size will be 3.
The U.S. Navy is on the brink of a major transformation, flipping the script on aircraft carriers. These carriers, typically floating on water, are getting a futuristic upgrade to take flight in the skies. While it might seem straight out of science fiction, the idea of airborne carriers has roots dating back to the World Wars. Now, thanks to technological leaps, this concept is getting a serious reboot, and the U.S. is leading the charge for these revolutionary flying platforms. How and when will these carriers hit the sky? Join us as we delve into how the U.S. billion-dollar aircraft is finally ready for action. The recent buzz around flying carriers is tied to the overwhelming dominance of American sea-based aircraft carriers. A whopping 25% of the world's aircraft carriers are owned by the U.S., and the total deck space of these American carriers is more than double the combined deck space of every other nation's carriers. Now, let's talk specifics about these next-gen carriers, particularly the USS Gerald Ford and its counterparts. This first-in-class carrier marks a significant milestone as the first newly designed carrier in over 40 years. The men and women serving aboard the Ford have a crucial mission to ensure this behemoth of a ship remains primed and ready to fulfill national tasks for decades down the line. At first glance, it might resemble the Nimitz-class carriers, but the Ford boasts a plethora of unique features that set it apart. This floating powerhouse sports a brand new nuclear plant, capable of generating nearly 3 times more electrical power than its predecessors. The carriers are powered by not just any engines, but the cream of the A-1B nuclear reactors. They use groundbreaking technology that makes the carrier only need refueling once over its entire 50-year operational lifespan. Thanks to these nuclear engines, the USS Ford can go non-stop for 25 years at a stretch, zipping around the globe at a swift 30 knots. What about the tech on board these innovations? The USS Ford is decked out with the latest and greatest sensors, processors, and weapons. Most notably, its AN/SPY-3 multifunction radar system is a game-changer. This system is a jack-of-all-trades, handling everything from surveillance to air traffic control, and even pinpointing targets from miles away. But that's not all. Ford introduces game-changing innovations like the Advanced Arresting Gear and the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, emails. Now, let's dive into what makes emails such a game-changer. Forget the traditional steam catapult system used for launching aircraft. Email steps in to revolutionize the game. This system expands the aircraft launch envelope, opening doors for groundbreaking advancements in both manned and unmanned aircraft. Plus, it lays the groundwork for future technological leaps that we've yet to envision fully. By embracing emails, the Ford isn't just a modern marvel. It's a platform that invites innovation and sets the stage for the future of naval aviation. The shift from steam to electromagnetic power is a giant leap toward more efficient, adaptable, and future-proof aircraft carrier operations. Also, the USS Ford can house up to 75 fighter jets and unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, at a time. Among these, the star of the show is the F-35C Lightning two-joint strike fighter, a real showstopper in military tech. The F-35C is the crown jewel of the Pentagon's arsenal, with a jaw-dropping price tag of $400 billion. But its capabilities match the price, delivering top-notch performance from close air support to vertical takeoff and everything in between. It's the go-to fighter not just for the Navy, but across the entire military spectrum. In a recent milestone moment, the USS Ford flexed its muscles during a live fire exercise in the Atlantic Ocean back in September 2022. This exercise, known as the Live Fire with a Purpose, LFWAP, showcased the Ford's prowess in deploying its Rolling Airframe Missile, or RAM, against drone targets while on the move. During the LFWAP, the Ford let loose 3 of its close-in weapon system, or CIW's mounts, and 1 RAM mount, unleashing two RIM-116 Block II missiles designed to counter both airborne threats and those targeting surface ships. This exercise wasn't just a routine event. It was a crucial test to ensure the ship's self-defense systems were finely tuned and ready for the upcoming deployment. Fire Controlman, FC, First Class Samuel Lantinga, part of Ford's Combat Systems Department, highlighted the significance of the event. The exercise involved rigorous pre-aim calibration firings on all three CIW's mounts, followed by the shooting down of two rolling airframe missiles aimed at a target drone. This exercise underscores the ship's capability to defend itself in real-world scenarios. These exercises are a testament to the ship's readiness and the skill of its crew. Captain Paul Lanzillotta lauded the efforts of the bridge navigation team for ensuring the ship was at the right place and time, and hailed the Combat Systems Department for executing the live fire with precision. The Ford detected, tracked, and engaged two BQM-74C Chukar drones, replicating potential airborne threats the ship might face in various regions across the globe. But the exercise doesn't end with firing. It extends to meticulous post-firing maintenance. This involves thorough inspections, cleaning, and preparation of all systems for future events, which is a critical part of ensuring readiness. For FC First Class Samuel Lantinga, this event was a rare opportunity. Shooting live missiles isn't an everyday affair. It's a once-in-a-career experience for many in his field. Currently, the ship is on the move, gearing up for its inaugural deployment, which includes completing Tailored Ships Training Availability, TSTA, and Final Evaluation Problem, or FEP. These comprehensive evaluations assess the ship's proficiency across various domains, from warfighting capabilities to damage control proficiency. They cover scenarios like medical emergency response, underway replenishment, and daily watch standing, making sure the ship is fully prepared for the challenges that lie ahead during its deployment. The lifespan of aircraft carriers is impressive, spanning around 50 to 60 years. That means the USS Gerald R. Ford is in it for the long haul, especially as newer technologies, such as unmanned air vehicles and advanced weapons like lasers, come into play. During a visit by USNI News to Ford, several officials highlighted the carrier's adaptability to evolve with modernization efforts. Captain Paul Lanzillotta emphasized the ship's potential for growth, explaining that while the propulsion plant is cutting-edge and propels the ship efficiently, the electrical generation capacity still has plenty of room to spare. This means that as advanced weaponry becomes available in the future, upgrades could be seamlessly integrated into the ship's systems, boosting its combat capabilities even further throughout its extensive service life. Commander Homer Hensey, the chief engineer aboard the Ford, echoed this sentiment, highlighting the carrier's extra cooling capacity within its electrical plant. This spare capacity creates opportunities for adding new weapons like lasers and incorporating other enhancements during future maintenance periods. The readiness to adapt allows the ship to align with the evolving combat needs of different operational theaters, whether in the Pacific Fleet or the European theater. Furthermore, the carrier's adaptability extends beyond weaponry. It's well equipped to accommodate the evolution of its air wing, embracing cutting-edge technologies like the 5th-generation F-35C Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter and upcoming unmanned aerial vehicles. Looking ahead, the Navy's 6th-generation Next Generation Air Dominance NGAD program is anticipated to introduce a manned fighter, known as FA-XX, shaping the concept of manned-unmanned teaming, a significant stride in the future of naval aviation. The USS Gerald Ford, a marvel in naval engineering, might just be setting the stage for this 6th-generation FA-XX fighter. This floating fortress is already prepped and primed to handle the next wave of advanced aircraft technology. And if that transition happens seamlessly, the U.S. Navy's domination could extend from the seas into the boundless skies, making them a force to be reckoned with up there too. Achieving this has been a long-standing ambition, leading to various programs aimed at making airborne carriers a reality. Commander Trent, known as the KAG, emphasized the ship's readiness for the anticipated shift towards manned-unmanned teaming, underscoring its purpose-built design to accommodate and integrate these evolving systems. The carrier stands ready to adapt, evolve, and incorporate advanced technologies as it continues to develop, ensuring it stays at the forefront of future warfare. This forward-thinking approach positions the USS Gerald R. Ford as a versatile and formidable platform equipped to face the challenges of tomorrow's battlespace. While real flying carriers might not be as flashy as the helicarrier from Marvel's S.H.I.E.L.D., they're the closest anyone's come to that concept in the last century, and they go way back to 1917, when experiments involved dangling aircraft under airships. Those were early versions of today's microfighters, meant to defend those airships. As airships phased out, different flying carrier programs emerged. Take the Boeing 747 airborne aircraft carrier, a fascinating concept from the 70s when the U.S. Air Force explored transforming a massive aircraft into a flying carrier. It was a jumbo jet loaded with smaller fighters that could be deployed and even retrieved mid-air. Boeing and other contenders like Lockheed pitched their ideas, with Boeing ultimately emphasizing the 747's impressive range and capacity to carry up to 10 microfighters simultaneously. Yet, despite the technical feasibility, uncertainties about fuel range and combat effectiveness shelved the proposal. Then came Lockheed's ambitious move with the CL-1201, a nuclear-powered flying carrier roughly the size of a traditional aircraft carrier. This beast weighed a jaw-dropping 5,265 tons and stood as tall as a 14-story building. The design boasted a wingspan of 1,120 feet, longer than 2.5 Boeing 747s parked end-to-end. Astonishingly, this colossal carrier could soar powered by just 4 turbofan engines until reaching an altitude of 16,000 feet. Once there, an onboard nuclear reactor took over, sustaining the aircraft at a cruising speed of Mach 0.8 for a staggering 41 days without refueling or landing. While these concepts face challenges ranging from technical uncertainties to potential costs, they underscore the tantalizing possibility of airborne carriers. Though not yet a reality, these endeavors push the boundaries of what's technologically conceivable. They demonstrate the enduring pursuit of aerial dominance, evolving from dangling planes under airships to envisioning nuclear-powered flying fortresses. The skies might just become the next frontier for projecting military might, with innovations gradually turning these ambitious concepts into feasible feats. Moving on to the sky-high concepts that aim to revolutionize aerial warfare. There was a huge aircraft with a crew of 845 and the capability to deploy 22 multi-role fighters, along with a hangar bay for repairs. This mammoth aircraft, however, never moved past the proposal stage, likely due to its eye-watering cost and the enormous labor required for production and maintenance. Yet, its bold concept remains a historical oddity that keeps drawing renewed interest from aviation enthusiasts worldwide. Back in the 1950s, there was the B-36 Peacemaker, a strategic bomber that had plans to carry microfighters called the McDonnell F-85 Goblin. This bomber could house up to 4 of these little fighters. The B-36 was a colossal beast, with its 230-foot wingspan dwarfing even the mighty B-52 Stratofortress. Weighing in at a staggering 410,000 pounds fully loaded, it was a titan in the skies. Consolidated Aircraft in Fort Worth, Texas, a Lockheed Martin legacy company, crafted a remarkable design for the proposed bomber, the B-36. This aircraft showcased a distinctive layout. Its cigar-shaped fuselage was familiar, but what set it apart was the unorthodox placement of its propellers in a rearward-facing pusher configuration. This innovation worked wonders, smoothing the airflow over its giant wings and setting it on a unique path among its counterparts. However, the outbreak of World War II and the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941 led to a pause in the production of B-36s. the focus shifted to Consolidated's more established B-24 Liberator. The inaugural flight of the first B-36 bomber took place in August 1946. Just 3 years later, certain models of the bomber achieved remarkable feats, like reaching top speeds of 435 miles per hour, cruising at altitudes of up to 50,000 feet, and boasting an astounding range of up to 12,000 miles. These exceptional capabilities solidified its status as an awe-inspiring long-distance bomber and a crucial reconnaissance aircraft until its retirement in 1959. Despite its impressive credentials, the B-36 never engaged in combat or dropped bombs on any enemy targets. However, it did secure a slice of fame when real-life Air Force Reserve Brigadier General Jimmy Stewart piloted it in the movie Strategic Air Command. Beyond its Hollywood connections, this mammoth aircraft held a pivotal role as a formidable deterrent throughout its service. Its nickname, the Peacemaker, was a fitting testament to its role in global security. However, its sheer size and range sparked thoughts of using it as a flying aircraft carrier. Sadly, that idea also fizzled out due to advancements in mid-air refueling, which greatly extended the range of various aircraft, making the B-36's range less crucial. Jumping to more recent times, since 2015, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, has been exploring a new flying carrier program. DARPA has been tinkering with the idea of modifying the Lockheed C-130 Hercules cargo aircraft to deploy and support Dynetics X-61 Gremlin's unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, as microfighters. These drones would be launched from the C-130 and then recovered using a unique air recovery method involving a specialized receptacle and docking technique. Members of the Kazakhstan Republic Air Force even once visited the U.S. Air Force to gain insights into their operations. The focus of the 7-person group's visit was the C-130 Hercules Combat Loss Replacement Program. This program specializes in modifying the aircraft, ensuring they are combat-ready to replace other lost aircraft used in war efforts. Joy Marshall, the Foreign Military Sales Logistics Flight Director for the C-130 program, highlighted the Kazakhstani group's interest in acquiring C-130s of their own. Their visit aimed to explore the setup and functioning of the Robbins Air Force Base C-130 Hercules program. During their tour of the facilities, David Griffin, the aircraft production flight chief, elaborated on various aspects such as work schedules for modifications, maintenance programs like depot maintenance, and the associated costs and man-hours required for scheduled maintenance. The group engaged in discussions about labor, maintenance costs, and the overhaul duration for the C-130 program. Colonel Yerlan Zhanakayev, the Deputy Chief of the Engineering Aviation Directorate for the Kazakhstan Republic's Air Force, expressed their keen interest in understanding the overhaul timelines for the aircraft, emphasizing their role as maintenance engineer officers seeking such vital insights. Although the group hoped to delve deeper into the C-130 maintenance program, their access was restricted due to the ongoing inspection of the 402nd Maintenance Wing. Despite this limitation, Colonel Zhanakayev acknowledged the value of the knowledge shared by Mr. Griffin, highlighting that much of the information was entirely new to their officers. Colonel Zhanakayev also mentioned their interest in reorganizing the Air Force of the Kazakhstan Republic, prompting their research into the U.S. Air Force's organizational structure and practices. Apart from exploring the C-130 facilities, the group had the opportunity to visit the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, the recently inaugurated Fire Station 2, and the dining facilities on the base. On the other hand, tests have been ongoing at Dugway Proving Grounds, where DARPA successfully launched an X-61 Gremlin UAV from the belly of the C-130 in January 2022. The goal was to allow the U.S. to deploy drones from these motherships without entering enemy air defenses. Once these drones complete their missions, they return to the airspace around the mothership to be captured and brought back for service or repairs. The Defense Advanced Research Project Agency also recently unveiled a groundbreaking achievement of a modified C-130 Hercules cargo plane successfully plucking an X-61A Gremlins drone right out of the sky, marking a pivotal moment in the U.S. military's pursuit of deploying and recovering swarms of small, sensor-laden drones using a mothership. During the recent flight test, 2 nimble drones showcased their prowess by executing various flight formations, showcasing their agility and precision. The cargo plane then skillfully scooped up one of the drones in a successful recovery. However, not all tests have been smooth sailing. One test showed that the drone ended up destroyed after a parachute failure following an hour and a half of flight. This setback is likely to be fixed in subsequent tests. Once ironed out, the program could pave the way for similar initiatives, providing the U.S. with a formidable flying carrier complementing its existing fleet of aircraft carriers. Lieutenant Colonel Paul Calhoun, the program manager for Gremlins, hailed this achievement as the culmination of years of dedicated effort, emphasizing the significance of this milestone in proving the feasibility of safe and reliable airborne recovery. Calhoun highlighted the critical importance of such capabilities in shaping the landscape of future distributed air operations, foreseeing their pivotal role in military endeavors. DARPA also envisions a strategic role for these drones and their motherships, foreseeing bombers, cargo planes, or smaller aircraft functioning as motherships, maintaining a safe distance from enemy defenses. These motherships would carry a fleet of drones designed to venture into hostile territories, undertaking a spectrum of missions including surveillance, reconnaissance, and electronic warfare. This visionary concept aims to redefine the dynamics of military operations, enabling drones to penetrate high-risk areas while keeping the larger, more vulnerable aircraft safely out of harm's way. This paradigm shift in aerial operations represents a leap forward in the military's capability to conduct missions in complex and hostile environments, enhancing situational awareness and tactical capabilities while minimizing risks to human personnel. DARPA's pursuit of such innovative solutions underlines its commitment to advancing military technology and shaping the future of warfare. Thanks for watching. While you're still here, click on the video appearing on your screen to watch another of our interesting videos.